Welcome back, everyone, to the BBQ Podcast. I believe this is episode 4. I actually don't remember, to be honest. It's episode 4, right?
Pretty sure it's 4.
Yeah, episode 4, season 2. So that means this is our 12th episode, I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
So-
we did 8. That's actually pretty impressive. So
started
we've been
in
doing this
September.
podcast for quite some time now. So that is pretty champ. Am I right, guys? You know what I mean. So this podcast is gonna be pretty epic. I'll be honest. There's a lot of cool different things that we're gonna be talking about. Now this one's going to be there's gonna be a few jokes in it. We're gonna have a whole joke segment. So that's gonna be really fun for you guys to listen to. And
No,
because
we're not.
April
No, we're
Fools-
not.
Oh yeah, we're totally
Yeah, we're not having a
that.
joke
We're totally not gonna
segment, guys.
name
This
it
is all-
joke segment.
This is completely factual information.
Nah, we're not trying to get fact checked by the fact checkers on the Spotify, am I right? So, please don't fact check that fact checkers. But yeah, it's gonna be pretty epic, that joke segment. We're just gonna say some few joke headlines that me and Evan came up with, and hopefully you guys find that funny
did.
because of April Fools was yesterday by the time we're recording this, and it's gonna be pretty epic. Let's just say that. So yeah, you guys can. Yeah, okay. Again, we'll say this as well, that there may be a bit shorter of an episode. We're not sure yet since this is the intro, but there's a bit, again, as we said last week, the news has been there hasn't been many cool things to talk about. So maybe expect a little bit more of an opinion podcast again, but it's still really good and it should be a banger.
Yeah, at least it's not stuff that we're super familiar with. So.
Yeah.
And most of the
Yeah,
other
'cause-
topics we do get into in the lightning round, so it goes by a little quickly. And don't forget the
Yeah.
sports segment is we're keeping that. It's part of the lightning round, so if you want to hear about some sports, definitely go check that out.
Yeah, just get right to the lightning round now if you want to listen to just the sports. It's okay with us. We don't care. Yeah, but it's gonna be a bit. I'm sure there's been lots of news that's actually been happening, right? But it's just games that me and Evan don't really play, so we never really hear about it or stuff that. Or because, like, let's be honest, news is always happening, right? There's so much stuff so many games coming out. Like, I'm pretty sure yesterday there was this game I never heard about, and apparently a whole bunch of people were hyped for it. And all of a sudden, I just saw my one friend like streaming on Twitch. I'm like, what is this game? I've never heard of this until. And I was like, you haven't heard of this game? This game's been like hyped for a long time. So sometimes there's games like that and just stuff like that. Me and Evan just aren't part of the community, so you don't really hear the news. So you don't get any videos like from them. So that's quite unfortunate for terms of that. But if you ever want something to be covered, please leave it in the suggestions channel on Evan's Discord server. We'd be pleased to cover it. So yeah. I think next we're going to go on over to YouTube is actually testing out the removal of the dislike button. So we'll go do this after this quick break. So you're listening to the BBQ Podcast. Stay tuned.
So YouTube is thinking like, well, they're actually testing removal of the dislike feature. So you might actually find that sometimes you can't view how many dislikes there are in a video. You can only actually click on the dislike button. So if you encounter that, that's why. But yeah, they're testing removal of it on random people, and they might actually end up removing public dislike counts. So I'm gonna go over to BoomBQ here and see what he has to say about that. What he thinks.
Yeah, I think this is actually a really interesting topic. Like, there's a whole bunch of things that they're going to suggest, and so I'm pretty sure interactions is actually a part of the YouTube algorithm to promote more of the videos, right? So if they remove one of the types of interactions they have, this could that could make the interactions go down. So maybe there'll be a bit different recommendations. Because I know some people, I know some YouTubers, they actually say dislike my videos a lot so that they get, they get to push up in the algorithm. Which then everyone starts getting mad at them for getting pushed out of the algorithm if they make bad content. So then they go in there and start to disliking the videos, and eventually this dislike cycle happens for so much that they start to be a really bad YouTuber, and everyone hates them because they keep getting dislikes. They keep um, getting promoted. So actually could be a good thing, I guess you could say. But it's just really interesting. All these like different things you can go into with this dislike feature. Like me and everyone were talking a little bit before us about this topic to decide if we wanted to discuss this, and there's actually a lot of things to discuss on this. Dislikes nowadays are also, at least I would say, other than those like few dislike YouTubers I've seen, they're not commonly used on videos that are just uploaded by a normal YouTuber like Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast just uploaded a video on his like Mr. Beast reaction. I just saw it before we were discussing this. It was 19,000 likes to 71 dislikes. So in general, like I remember when popular YouTubers, even back in the day, they would get like 1,000 dislikes and like 70,000 likes. The dislike and like ratios for many of these videos have just been declining on the dislikes, but increasing the likes so much. Because people nowadays are just too lazy to be dislike a video. If they dislike a video, they'll stop watching it. So it's probably not as used as much as it used to. So this could be actually a really good thing for them to remove. What do you think, Evan?
Yeah. So I mean, I occasionally use the dislike video, like Boom said, dislike button. Like Boom said, I if I don't like a video, I usually just click off of it. But if I really don't like a video, then I dislike it. There's some instances where it's just really bad videos, so they get dislikes, which I mean, whatever.
Yeah, that is true.
um, but yeah, like I don't know. I think the dislike button's fine. I don't have a problem with it. If someone wants to dislike something, that's entirely their call. If they don't like it, they can hit the dislike button, and you know that's fine. They don't like it, so but yeah, it isn't used that much anymore, I'd say. Although it is used on some videos more than others. Like me and Boom were talking, like a lot of political videos now are getting very high dislikes to likes, like lots of dislikes to not many likes, especially ones like we were going on the
White House, oh boy.
yeah, we were going on the White House channel and the CBC News channel to the one where um the Ontario Premier Doug Ford was announcing another lockdown, and those videos are getting so many dislikes to likes. It's interesting because yeah, people are getting a little tired of it. But yeah, that's what we observed. But yeah, I mean, some people do use it occasionally, but it's not like the biggest thing. It's not, used that widely. I mean, what would you have to say about the instances where people do sometimes use the dislike button, Boom?
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with you. If someone dislikes a video, I agree they dislike a video. But a lot of times, like, I would just say it's better for them to either leave a comment that's constructive and say, hey, this is why I don't like this video, this is what you can improve on, right? Or as what you and me kind of do, we just usually click off the video. I usually don't dislike videos because I usually don't find them needed because it's I don't really find them needed at all, to be honest. I know that a lot of people can get now. I know a lot of people, especially on the internet, a lot of people really look at these numbers, right? I know a lot of people who are like on Instagram, right? They're like looking for they post a picture on Instagram, they don't get like 100 likes in like the next minute, no one loves me. Start crying. And I know a lot of people for dislikes that can happen too, especially if there's younger kids. 'Cause, like, let's be honest here, YouTube is supposed to be for 13 plus, especially if you're uploading videos. But there's a lot of people who are like 2 years old, like they're kids, right? And they want to become a YouTuber, like Dan TDM or something, right? So then they start going around posting videos on themselves, and these dislikes can actually kind of really hurt their self-esteem, which I don't think it should, but that is in fact what happens to them, right? So
Although
sometimes
avoiding that is pretty easy if you just follow the
that is
TOS.
true. Yeah, I do agree with Evan there. That it has to be the TOS on the server, unlike the stuff, right? Especially if you want to actually not have issues or anything. Because me, I choose not to obey TOSs all the time. Like Twitch, I'm pretty sure I broke that TOS like 500 times or something. Like, but they haven't banned me yet, so I'm fine. Oh no.
Oh, no.
But yeah, it's sometimes it can just affect people mentally, which is sometimes. But again, it's a really interesting topic because I kind of see both sides of the story. You know what I mean? So
Another
yeah.
angle to think about this might be actually like as far as like analytics, like people who actually are interested in the stats and performance of videos. If that's made like not public information, then people can easily access that information to see, hey, which types of videos perform better, which ones don't perform as well. Because like the dislike feature is like a way for consumers to say this wasn't the best content, maybe try doing something else. So then it's like, well, other people are going to see, those ratios, and they're going to be like, okay, I'll try to create better content, something that people might like better. So that's just another way to kind of look at it. But I don't know. What do you think, Boom? Because I'm pretty sure they're not actually like removing dislikes
Yeah, that
entirely.
is.
I'm pretty sure they're actually just I'm pretty sure they're just removing like the public count. So I'm pretty sure the actual creator of the video would still see the dislikes.
That would be a pretty good thing, especially since then the creator themselves, right? They can kind of use that as constructive criticism, right? And also, I like it maybe if YouTube did a feature that they could disable the dislikes really easily for the creators to see themselves, because that's that mental health thing I was talking about before, right? That's actually, but I personally keep them on just so they can see like the statistics, like, oh, is this video being received well? Because I do know YouTube right now, they do have this feature where they where like basically it'll measure the newest uploaded video and compare it to their last 10 videos, and it'll rank them of that 10 by like watch time, views, and stuff like that within the last day. It'll play like confetti if it was like number one, but like it would be like play sad music and stuff if it was like 10th, which is really demotivating for a lot of YouTubers apparently, because like it turns like black and everything. It's like really sad. So I've heard a lot of YouTubers complain about that before. So they sure have this way to show YouTubers like what videos are going well and what videos are doing not so well. But that just because a video does well or not doesn't mean necessarily could be the video quality itself. So this could be better to measure the video quality, and the algorithm can, you know what I mean by that? I'm not sure if I'm making sense right now, but
Sorta.
I'm trying. Yeah, basically, I'm trying to say that just because a video is performing well doesn't mean it's a good video. Like, for instance,
Right.
Logan Paul and Jake Paul, they do good on YouTube. Their videos are horrible. Am I right?
Yeah, let's be honest. But like, yeah, they're, as far as I've like figured out from this, they're not actually like talking about like, actually disabling them entirely. Like you'd have that option, like having like you were talking about, having an option to keep them on or off. So like no matter what, you would see the dislikes you get, just no one else who watches the video would.
Yeah, which I guess would really help with because I know some I'm not sure. I don't think like this, but I would think some people would maybe dislike a video just because they see there's a lot of dislikes on this thing. Dislike, you know what I mean? So I'm worried so that would be good also for countering that measure as well.
Well,
Maybe
that's
make it a bit
mostly
more
like little kids, let's be honest.
I don't know. I don't know. There's some. Let's be honest. There's a lot of people who are adults and are still a bit little kiddish brains. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I mean, another thing that would help is I know. Let's say for like YouTube Rewind. That's close. I mentioned YouTube Rewind here, right? YouTube Rewind 2019, I think it was. It was really bad. No, it was 2018, I think now, actually. Dislike the laws, the most disliked video of YouTube, right? I think a lot of people, I know eventually I never disliked that video until everyone else was. And I was like, oh, let's make this most disliked video ever. So if they had hit that public count, right? I would never dislike that video. So that means that video would most likely not be the most disliked video.
That's
Like
fair.
at all times.
That's fair.
'Cause a lot of people would probably dislike it just because they see, oh, let's get this so high, right? That's why I dislike that video, I'll be honest. I dislike that video in general too, but I never actually pressed the dislike button until then.
Yeah,
So,
and some people actually hit dislike more than others. I mean, like
mhm.
most people who actually use you were talking about like commenting earlier before. I never comment on YouTube. I don't like the only videos I ever comment on are like my own when someone comments and I sometimes reply. So like if I didn't like a video, I wouldn't really comment about how I didn't like it. I'd probably just like if I really want to give feedback, I just say dislike. Which I guess if the YouTuber could actually see that, that would work. But you know,
Mhm.
I don't really know. Uh, it'll be weird
Yeah,
for sure if they do get rid of it because it's been there for so long.
yeah, no kidding. Some people are like, some YouTubers are like, leave a like or a dislike. So I don't care whether you like. Most YouTubers are interesting. But another point I was going to add is that I don't think that people, if they dislike a video, they're just going to leave comments, and people can be a lot nastier in comments than that
That's
dislike
true.
button. Like
So
people are on
like,
the internet pretty messed up.
yeah.
But then I was also going to say that this would also removing the dislike feature, right? It would prevent dislike bots, right? But then the issue is that people are just going to make bots that can comment really good, and they're going to comment hate and dislike and stuff like that, right? So
The thing is with comment
uh,
bots, it's a lot easier to like notice if
yeah,
it's
it's
like
true.
sending the same thing over and over.
Hmm. There also, I at least I'm not the best at coding. I never really coded too much, but also I would personally assume that they're more difficult to program as well. I'm not sure if that's just me but I feel like you're trying to randomize it to actually not get caught by all that stuff, as you were
Yeah,
saying.
yeah. But
It'd be hard to
it would
code.
have to be to a limited amount of statements. Like you'd have to spend time making each one and then having it randomly choose one, which I mean
Hmm.
isn't too hard, but you'd start to see a pattern because you'd see the same thing, the exact same negative comment happening on a bunch of different videos and stuff, maybe a couple times on the same video. So even if you included like 50, 100, 200 different things, if those bots are actually active, you're probably going to notice. The other thing is
Hmm.
YouTube has been, I'd say, is fairly good at cracking down on just like dislike bots and stuff. And just
Yeah, I would
bots in
also agree with
general.
that.
So,
It's a pretty good platform in terms of that. I'd say.
so yeah, that's not a huge issue, but it does happen sometimes. People like to be annoying sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, another thing to say is that most social media I know, like I'm pretty sure Facebook removed the dislike feature, Instagram doesn't have a dislike feature.
Yeah, that's true. Did
I would say
Instagram ever
those
have?
platforms for publics. No, I don't think Instagram ever had one, but I know Facebook removed it. And those platforms, I hate this guy, but honestly, I sometimes feel like they're even more hateful enemies towards each other, just because they have no dislike feature to like vent their feelings. Like they go into the comments, right, which is way worse, than
Yeah.
anything.
Did Twitter ever have a like or a dislike?
I don't think so either. And again, Twitter,
Yeah.
I'd say, is really bad. Like Twitter, like they got so used to that commenting thing, they started canceling people just because they tweeted something, right? Like imagine when you like make a YouTube video, right? Instead of everyone just liking the video, they cancel you on YouTube for it. Like that would be a lot worse, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah, for
Especially
sure.
if it's an old video and you disagree with it. If it's a newer video, I kind of understand why a little bit, but like everyone's allowed should be allowed redemption, in my opinion.
Yeah,
So.
the whole canceling thing is definitely an issue now. It's definitely
Mhm.
gotten out of hand, especially on Twitter.
And that maybe if we had a dislike video, instead of them canceling the streak from 5 years ago, they'll just start spamming his notifications with dislikes. That's
Although
right,
I
you know.
honestly
So
don't, I think people would still, they'd dislike and then they'd also comment. Let's be
I don't know.
honest.
It's really hard to. It's again, there's a lot of things that could happen from this, which is why I think it's a good idea that they're testing it out first, right? But
Mhm.
again, it's a feature. If it gets removed, I don't. It's not really a feature that would really change YouTube for me. Like, there's a few features that YouTube removed, which are like, oh, I miss that feature. You know what I mean? But
Yeah. If they
this
did,
one,
if they did implement this, I would hope they make it like optional. So it's
mm,
so it's
yeah, that would be a really good one too. So I do know you are. I'm pretty sure. I've checked before. I'm pretty sure you can actually privatize likes and dislikes.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think that's good for this segment. Uh, we had a fairly lengthy discussion actually on this. So
Yeah.
if you guys let us know your thoughts on this, and we'll be happy to check them out in my Discord or something. In the chat on YouTube and Twitch if you're watching this live, and we can answer it in the post commentary. Don't forget to go check out our YouTube and Twitch channels, everyone listening on audio devices. Anyways, we're gonna go into the next segment. This is the BBQ Podcast, Season 2, Episode 4. We'll be right back.
Lightning round, let's go. So as some of you guys may be new here, right? So basically I'm just gonna explain this once again. Lightning round is just us saying stuff that are facts, pretty much news that's happened in like the last 2-ish weeks or since the last recording of our podcast was with sports and games and just news in general. It's usually games though, like it's focused on games and entertainment in general, but we just list a bunch of stuff with no discussion at all. So let's get right into this. So first of all, GameStop start selling graphics cards in an international shortage of graphics cards. Some of you may know graphics cards right now, hot commodity. They're selling for a lot of money right now. And overall semiconductors and the overall market have been sucky. So it's weird that they're starting to sell it, but they're trying to get their stock up again, I guess, you know what I mean? So ship gets stuck in Suez Canal, causing havoc in traffic jam. So this one ship called the Ever Given, right? You know, it's going around its merry way, and all of a sudden they're like, huh, it'd be cool if we turned right here. So they got stuck in the Suez Canal. And the Suez Canal, I'm not sure if you guys know this, but it makes up like I think 40% of all global trade. So kind of important canal. So there's a whole bunch of boats on each side that waiting to go for this canal, right? Because they don't want to go all the way through Africa to get to Asia from Europe, right? So basically, yeah, it caused issues. It caused issues, but luckily it's out now, so that's good. So new Among Us map, Airstrip, inspired by Henry Stickmin, is out now. So those who are still playing Among Us, those few people are, you can check that out. It's actually a pretty good map, and it's actually quite fun to play. I've played it before, and it's very unique and very interesting. A sealed copy of Mario Bros. Just sold at $660,000, making it the most expensive game ever sold. Man, I could buy a house for that money. And I really wish they bought a house for me with that money, but they did it. They bought that game. So, do them themselves, I guess. A new Cyberpunk 2077 patch, which was supposed to patch bugs, but the developers of that game, they like to make bugs, so actually made more bugs for a lot of people. So that was kind of backfired there, you know what I mean? Yeah. You can hear the bugs right now, right? Yeah, there we go. Twitch streamer, ex Overwatch Pro, XQC, a very famous tank player for Overwatch, very good at video games. He's now streaming, gets kicked offline during stream due to unpaid electricity bill. Now, I remember me one time trying to convince my mom that streaming will pay the bills. Well, I guess it won't pay the bills now, so that's not good. Sony ending support for older PlayStation stores, so you're no longer able to pay for any games on like the old PlayStations. I think it's the PlayStation 3, the PlayStation Vita. So if you want any games on there, buy them now because I think it's closing on April 24th, I believe. And once you buy them, you're able to download them still. So don't you worry about downloading all the games right now. Overwatch League Season 4, so you're starting on April 16th. This is a really big for some people like me. I've been so excited for the Overwatch League Season 4, and it's going to be a banger. So that's good for all of you guys who are, excited for that. Exclusive Overwatch League Overwatch skins out right now for a limited time. In fact, when you're listening to this, I believe you only have 2 more days to either pay for them or use your credits to pay for them, and so you may want to get onto that right now to get them. Reddit makes an r/second for April Fools, making people guess the second most voted image out of a series of images. And let's just say the internet's a very interesting place with these images. To Evan for the sports segment.
Okay, time for the sports segment, which or sub segment, whatever we're calling it. Today I'll be covering MLB, NHL, NBA, and some soccer stuff. I just want to make it clear that we're recording this on Friday, April 2nd at about 4 o'clock p.m. So standings and records that I'm including in this are as of that time, and things are really close in the NHL. Mass Mutual East Division, Honda West Division, and the Discover Central Division, as well as the MLB. As of now, each team has only finished 1 game or no games, so everything's super close right there as well. So just keep that in mind when listening to this. Without further ado, let's roll into today's sports sub-segment. Okay, in the MLB, the regular season is well underway. Well, not well underway. 1 game underway for most teams. And I'm pretty hyped about it because the Blue Jays won their season opener against the Yankees. Let's go.
I mean, it's the first win for the Blue Jays for a while.
I know, right? They never win season openers anymore. Anyways, in the American League, the Rays and the Blue Jays are leading the AL East, both with a 1-win, 1-loss record. The Orioles and the Red Sox, their opening day was postponed because of rain in Boston, I believe. I think they were playing in Boston. But yeah. Like, imagine not having a retractable roof. Like,
imagine not playing online like the esports players say.
Okay, anyways, the Detroit Tigers and the Kansas City Royals are leading the AL Central, again with 1 win and 0 losses. The Astros and Angels are then leading the AL West with 1 win and 0 losses. In the National League, Phillies lead the NL East. The Mets and Nationals was actually, their whole series was postponed after positive test of, unnamed virus. And then Brewers and Pirates lead the NL Central.
Flu. Oh no.
And the Rockies and Padres lead the NL West. So for standings, you can see them right here if you're on YouTube or Twitch. But you can see Rays and Blue Jays are at the top in the East. 1 win, 0 losses. Percentage is 1. That's a really good percentage. That is a perfect percentage. That will be changing after today. Of course, there are actually games underway as we're speaking. So we will see what happens, and we'll get you more on the MLB standings in 2 weeks. Okay, so now with just some MLB news. The opening day featured a walk-off home run win for the Phillies in extra innings. I believe it was in the 10th. The homer was hit by Gene Segura. I got this article from ESPN if you want to go check it out there. And then Arcia hit a walk-off infield little chopper, which scored a run from third base in an epic slide at home plate. It was kind of close, but not that close. It was a great walk-off win in extras for the Brewers. That's also from ESPN. And the Dodgers were defeated. The current World Series champions were defeated by the Rockies on opening day. During the game, Cody Bellinger actually hit a home run, but it was negated due to a base running error. That's from TSN. In the NHL, the NHL trade deadline is on Thursday, April 8th. So that's coming up real soon. That's Thursday of this week. Make sure you're watching it to see which teams are actively trading and whether your favorite players are going to be traded. Currently, the Lightning are leading the Discover Central Division. The Colorado Avalanche are leading the Honda West Division. and they're tied in points with the Vegas Golden Knights. It's really close. And then the Capitals are leading the Mass Mutual East. For Tampa Bay, they're about a half game ahead of the team that's in second there. I believe it's the Florida Panthers. Things are really close there. As well in the Honda West and Mass Mutual East divisions. And the Toronto Maple Leafs are leading the Scotia North Division. Their first place is clinched by 3 points right now. The Lightning are leading the NHL overall with a 25 wins, 9 loss, and 2 overtime loss record, and 52 points. The standings can be found right here at NHL.com. And yeah, it's really close in a few of these divisions. It's very, very close. As far as things for the Panthers, they've actually changed since I last looked at the standings here, because they did play a game today, which appears to have finished. So yeah, Tampa Bay Lightning are a little bit ahead of the Panthers again now. There's a greater percentage difference there. Okay, moving on to the NBA. In the Eastern Conference, the Brooklyn Nets are leading the Philadelphia 76ers, and the Milwaukee Bucks are trailing just behind them. The Utah Jazz are first in the Western Conference, with the Phoenix Suns and the Los Angeles Clippers trailing behind. The Utah Jazz are doing really well this year, which is pretty good for them, I guess. The trade deadline was just over a week ago in the NBA, so no more trades right now. And the Utah Jazz leads the league right now with 36 wins and 11 losses as of the time of this recording. And the standings can be found right here for NBA. And then just going over some NHL and NBA news. In the NHL, Patrick Kane, the NHL MVP, says that Connor McDavid is the best choice for the Hart Trophy. I'm Canadian. I like Connor McDavid, even though he's an Oiler. Oilers are probably my second favorite team. They're pretty good. So, yeah. Vancouver Canucks have another 3 games postponed due to unnamed virus thing. Yeah, that's from NHL.com. And then good news for the Leafs. Frederik Andersen is progressing well, quotes, progressing well, but he's still not skating with the Leafs yet. That's from TSN. We'll see what happens there for all you Canadians who like the Leafs. I know there are a lot of Canadians who don't like the Leafs, but the Leafs are doing well this year.
Canadians don't like the Leafs.
Okay, and then in NBA news, Russell Westbrook has recorded his 16th triple-double as the Wizards beat the Pacers. It's pretty awesome. Back when he was with the Thunder, the Oklahoma Thunder, he was getting triple doubles all the time. He's doing it again. He just got another triple double. He's with the Wizards now, of course. That's from TSN. For all the Canadians out there who like the Raptors, Lowry is among 5 players out injured for the Raptors against the Warriors, which will be on Sportsnet. It will be over by the time that you guys are hearing this. But yeah, just that's kind of unfortunate for the Raptors. So also the NCAA, this is an NBA, but NCAA, the Final Four is over at the time of you guys hearing this. That's from Sportsnet, so the tournament's going to end soon. If you want to see it, definitely go watch. In NFL, I want to try to get some NFL stuff happening on this podcast. We'll see what happens. I don't know, like just quick updates for that. It's off season right now. In the CFL, the preseason will be starting on May 23rd, which is getting a little bit closer. Okay, I did a little bit of stuff to look into soccer here. The MLS season is about to start on Tuesday, April 6th. 8 teams will be competing against each other in Leg 1. The season will also continue on Wednesday and Thursday with an additional 6 teams. So make sure to check the schedule if you're interested in MLS. In European soccer, I tried to look at some of this stuff. I have no idea what happens there. I'm just gonna be honest. There haven't been any games since like the 21st of March. I don't really know what's happening there. But yeah, that's just what my very non-extensive research concluded. I'm going to try to get some people who actually have some knowledge about this stuff to help me in the future. So, yeah, that's all for this week's sports update. You can find the standings and news at MLB.com, NHL.com, and NBA.com. I also mentioned specific sites that I got articles from, headlines. So you can find those at ESPN.com, TSN.ca, and Sportsnet.ca. That's all for this week's lightning round. You're watching the BBQ Podcast Season 2, Episode 3. Stick around for more.
Alright, so Discord is thinking about getting sold. Like, a lot of people are trying to buy Discord right now. I think it's Microsoft, Amazon, Epic Games, 3 companies that are all pretty big in the gaming industry, all trying to buy Discord for around $10 billion. Now, this is a bit of an old news. Like, it's happening a bit before April, which is okay. And I'm pretty sure Discord rejected most of them. But it's still very interesting to talk about because should Discord sell or should they not? And what company do you think would be a good fit for them, Evan?
I don't think they should sell. I think they're doing pretty well just running it by themselves. I remember like Discord started quite a while ago. It's just like a very niche gamer thing, but now it's it has definitely grown into, you know, a lot of different people use it for a lot of different things, which is pretty cool. And especially recently, like their updates have been great. I see no reason for them to sell to Microsoft, especially since that means Microsoft is probably gonna, or like what? Is Sony trying to get it too? Like,
I don't know if Sony's trying to do it, but I know Microsoft, if Microsoft gets it, let's just hope they don't pull Skype on it, because they acquired Skype before Microsoft did, and everyone know how that went. Like, Skype used to be used all the time, and not even during the pandemic, during all that stuff, they still haven't really picked up any traction, which really does show how bad Microsoft is with these stuff, maybe. Let's say that.
Well, Skype is pretty good. It's just, it's not good for, you know, as much large group calls, which is what's mostly the thing that's happening. And Zoom just got a lot of traction because like some people decided to use it and then everyone else started using it. So
Zoom just went straight up through. So another thing is that Discord on April 1st, they actually released a video saying they have a partnership with Microsoft. So, which is, like, I mean, it was kind of funny because everyone was kind of concerned about that in the community. There's a few competitors that are trying to actually gain some traction now to compete with Discord. I think Guild is a big one. But Discord, I think, should, as I agree with you, that it should stay. I think it's doing pretty good right now. But, you know, it's interesting that it's like eventually I think Discord will try to branch more and more out of this Discord app into more maybe some games maybe too eventually.
Yeah, that'd
be quite interesting if they did that.
They are definitely like getting to some of the limits of what they can do with their app, which is good because, you know, there are lots of different capabilities of it, which is pretty cool. But also the other thing, if Microsoft were to buy it out, they might start incorporating some of like their stuff into it. And I mean, it could make it better, but it could also make it a lot worse. So that's another thing.
Yeah, I mean, I know one thing is I love game launchers, like a lot of like game stores slash like launchers like Steam and Epic Game Store, right? They already have, at least I know for Steam, they already have a voice chat system in it, and they already have like a messaging system in it. So it would kind of be cool if Discord actually expand into like the what's it called again? Like the launcher like industry maybe, or you know what I mean? So if Epic Games bought it, that could be really good for them because then they could implement Discord into Epic Games, which could be useful. So I know a long time ago Discord did actually used to try and run their own game store to the side, but no one ever used it because it was like only full of bad games. Whereas this would maybe help people use it a bit more, and would also help Epic Games have a bit more social features with their stuff, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So I guess we'll see what happens. Hopefully, I think Discord should stay the way they are right now. I think they're doing pretty well, but I guess we'll see what happens. So yeah. Do you have any closing comments, Boom?
Nope. You're listening to the BBQ Podcast. Stay tuned after this short break. All right, guys. So we have a new segment again. It's kind of gonna be like the lightning round, except for instead of lightning round, it's just news that's like serious. We're gonna look through a whole bunch of like different titles, like news titles of this week about either video games or entertainment related, as usual what we talk about in this podcast, right? And basically, these are just gonna be some very interesting titles that we thought were funny because we thought, oh, well, we wouldn't expect that to be added to a game, kind of like that. You know what I mean? So it's kind of gonna be like a bit more like parody news, if you know what I mean. So, but these are all, in fact, indeed, important news that we thought was funny. So, Microsoft Flight Simulator is adding a new mode called Getting on a Flight Craft mode to simulate the difficulty of getting onto airplanes for some people, mostly Joe Biden, though. So, Joe Biden, I know he's been practicing this really hard, and he's actually managed to do it. So, we want to congratulate Joe Biden for that. So, can we get some claps in the chat? You know what I mean?
Let's, every time he does make it up, just the cheering. It's such,
He's making his mama proud.
Yeah, everyone's so proud of him when he manages.
He's making China proud.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Well, so I mean, I think this is a pretty cool idea, actually. And it's probably gonna get some traction with all the memes coming out. I think it has a lot of potential. What do you think, Boom?
Yeah, I think this is a great mode, and especially it's gonna be fun for a lot of people to practice. Because I know, and I need to practice too sometimes. You know what I mean? So it's really good for me to get my fit in it. You know what I mean? So I think this is good.
Maybe instead of Biden playing Mario Kart all the time, he can actually play this game too. It'll be like it'll be good practice for him, right?
It will be, yeah, exactly. So next up, we have Nintendo releases new Nintendo Switch game. I know Nintendo's released a new game, which has been quite dry recently, but they finally released a new game. It's called Playing on a Nintendo Switch Simulator, allowing users the ability to play on a Nintendo Switch menu on their Nintendo Switch. This is really good because I've always wanted to play on my Nintendo Switch while on the go. Now with this Nintendo Switch Simulator, I will be able to take my Switch on the go and play my Nintendo Switch Simulator game.
Oh, that is so cool. I've never had the chance to do that before. Cause like, you take your Switch on the go, but like you want to play your Switch on the go. So like, it's so great that there's an actual game for this now, because before now you can never actually like use the Nintendo Switch menu like in a game. Like that's so cool.
Yeah, I know, right? Like this is actually seems pretty pog, and it's only going for $80 Canadian, which is quite a steal. Like you gotta admit, yeah, for an AA game, like a AAA game, that's quite a steal.
I think that's one of Nintendo's better $80 titles. 60 in the US, by the way.
In fact, you guys may be watching that gameplay right now when we're talking about this. That could be pretty impressive there.
That would be amazing. That'd be so cool.
Yeah. Another new video game got released, right? Epic Games releases a new video game without the video. No videos whatsoever. It's just a black screen, kind of like this, but it'd be completely black.
So he just covered up his screen for
I just covered my camera for people who can't see that. Sorry. And so the new game will just be a black screen, kind of like I just showed you for the video people, where you can only use sounds to play. I think this is really good, especially for all the people who are deaf. Like, I know they've already donated, I think, 5 copies of this to one deaf school in the United States, which you got to admit is pretty cool. I like how Epic Games has been charitable.
Their outreach, that's great job by Epic Games doing all that. Looking out for the community.
Exactly, I really like it. It sounds like when I think Taylor Swift, she went to a deaf school to perform live. It was great and beautiful. It was music to my ears.
Wow.
Next, so this is actually a pretty serious crime that many of you guys may know in the gaming community, so it's a bit more of a serious topic. But Joy-Cons, many people may know the Joy-Cons for the Nintendo Switch. Well, they've been caught drifting in a residential home. The police actually arrested them on October 31st. The police report only got out now because it takes a while for police reports to come out and stuff. So that's quite unfortunate and quite sad. Hopefully, so you guys, so some people may be canceling them now, but that's quite sad actually.
That is very sad. I was hoping the Joy-Cons would, change their ways, and hopefully they do soon. With the Switch Pro, the rumored Switch Pro, but man, the Joy-Cons just have a really bad habit of drifting, and like was anyone injured in this
Well, the report
incident?
was that one 5-year-old kid actually was slightly injured by just getting brushed by them because the parents were playing Wii Fit or not Wii Fit, Nintendo Fit or whatever it's called, right? Ring Fit, there we go. And they accidentally threw the Joy-Con right into his face when it was drifting. So that's quite unfortunate, actually. But the kid had only mild injuries, and luckily he's recovering in the hospital as we speak right now.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, guys, we're just gonna be honest here. All these segments, all these titles and stuff we're talking about, this is all a joke. We're all just joking about this. At one point I muted my mic and I was during that I think it was like the Nintendo released his new Nintendo Switch game, playing on Nintendo Switch Simulator thing. When I was talking, I was finding it so hard not to laugh. I had to mute my mic. It was, but yeah, we decided since it's April Fool's just around the corner from when we're recording this. We're recording this on April 3rd. We're going to release a podcast on April Fool's. We decided just to do a little joke segment for you guys to enjoy. So it'll probably be called joke segment for those who are listening on like Spotify and Anchor. But I hope you guys enjoy this kind of serious joking thing. And hopefully you found those jokes that we were making. Yeah, serious jokes. Hopefully you found some of those jokes pretty funny. As always, it would be kind of useless if we did this, but hey. All right, so yeah, you're listening to the BBQ Podcast. Stay tuned for more.
Okay, so it's April now, which means it's past March 31st for all of those of you who didn't know that. But that means that Mario 3D All-Stars and Mario Bros. 35 and like all the other merchandise and stuff that was associated with the 35th anniversary, that's all off sale now. So we're gonna briefly talk about whether we think that was a good idea or not, and yeah. So boom, let's go over to you. Like I know we've talked about this a little bit before, where we were like, Nintendo, this probably isn't the best thing to do. But it actually turns out that their sales did go up a ton right at the end before it went off sale. So I don't know. What do you think about all that?
I mean, all I'll say is that I don't agree with things. I think that I think it's not a good idea in terms of if they want people to play the games, right? It's gonna be harder for people to play the games now if it's on sale, right? But I'm thinking now. I think this is actually genius. I was thinking about this before. But if they make it a limited time, people go and buy it. Like I've been wanting to get Splatoon 2, Super Smash Bros. On my Switch, a whole bunch of different games from Nintendo. But I haven't got it, so I'm like, oh, I'll always be there next time, right? But Super Mario 3D All-Stars, right? As soon as it came out, I wanted to get it, right? I was like, oh, I better go and get it now, right? That gave me the sense of urgency to go get it because I'm not like, oh, I can get it later. It's like, oh, I need to get this now because it's going to end on March 31st and I won't be able to find any. So that's, now that I'm thinking about this retrospect, I'm thinking that's actually a pretty good idea. But from a consumer standpoint, I don't think it's a good idea, but it was a good choice for them.
Yeah, because technically it worked in quotations. You know, they did get the sales that they wanted. Obviously, that was what they were trying to do by making it limited edition, and it clearly did pay off. They probably sold a lot more copies than they would have otherwise, especially considering it wasn't
I was considered buying 2 copies.
Top-notch game. But like, you know, it technically worked. It's still terrible, like from a consumer standpoint, and there are a lot of reasons why it could end up hurting them with people actually trying to get their hands on copies and stuff. But overall, even though I think it's kind of a scummy thing to do, it did work out for Nintendo so far.
Sometimes the scummy thing to do is the best for business, right?
That's true. That's true. And
I will say though, some people probably would buy 2 copies too, right? Because they're thinking, oh,
yeah,
it's limited time. In the future, it's gonna be hard to find these, right? So they buy 2. I was thinking about buying 2, so that would also help with this
yeah.
sales going up.
I thought about that too, and just keeping one in the package just so I could sell it. Maybe I should have actually done that, because that might have actually, that could become fairly valuable in the future. I'm not sure. Obviously, chances are I'd only make like $30 off of it. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong, but still,
I mean, that
I'd
$30
probably.
with inflation, it'd just be evening out. So
That's true.
yeah, I don't know. It's hard to think with these things, right?
It's a
But
little
I was
risky
tempted.
for
It is
sure.
risky,
Yeah.
especially since our other copies, as long as we keep them in good condition, they'll still be valuable. So
Yeah, as long as you like, I'm not even touching my case. I keep the cartridge in the it's either in my Switch or in my carrying case. And the actual physical case, that itself could actually become fairly valuable for like an actual game case. I have that stored away, so.
yeah, I probably should do that too, to be honest. Yeah.
But yeah,
So yeah, I think our. Sorry, I'll let you go.
I think we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. Of course, hopefully some of those titles do come back. I would hope that we actually get the chance to buy them, maybe not as a collection, but separately on the Switch or something like that. But I guess we'll see what Nintendo decides to do. It would be nice for people who just want to play the games. But other than that, that's all I have to say on this. Do you have anything else, Boom?
Yeah, I think our general consensus is it was good for business. We think so far, but was not very good for consumerism for
Yeah.
people who need to consume. So yeah.
Okay, well, I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode of the Bubble Call Podcast. Thank you all for watching. Sorry if you weren't able to secure your copy of 3D All-Stars on time. It's a little unfortunate. Hopefully you'll get a chance to play those games in the future anyways. We'll see what Nintendo does. But you'll be able to catch us back here hopefully in 2 weeks if we don't miss another episode. This is episode 4 of season 2, so next one will be episode 5. And we're releasing this on Easter weekend. We hope you all had an amazing Easter weekend and you were able to enjoy it to the best of your abilities. We just remind you that you can go follow us over on YouTube and Twitch. We each have YouTube and Twitch channels. If you go to my YouTube channel, tinyurl.com/EEVAN10-YT, you can find all the links there in the description of one of our podcasts. You can also watch over there on YouTube and Twitch if you are an audio listener. If you want to actually see us, of course, some people prefer the audio because you can listen to it when you're doing a bunch of other stuff, and you can
Don't you see our
download.
ugly faces?
Oh yeah, then you don't have to see our faces and stuff. So, some people prefer the audio. But yeah, don't forget to go check us out there and go follow and rate us over on the other audio platforms. It helps other people find it. That's it for this episode. We hope you enjoyed, and we will see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube at tinyurl.com/EEVAN10-YT. You can also follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/EEVAN10. And don't forget to go follow BBQ on YouTube.
Hello, everybody. I'm not sure if you can hear me all right, but hopefully you can. We also have Evan on the call here. This is a post commentary section, which is exclusive to Twitch and YouTube. And
Yes, it is.
yeah, I'm actually streaming this. Usually
I
we
would
Evan just
actually-
stream, but since Evan is busy right now and he's gone. Unfortunately we have to have him set up on a temporary call on his phone, and I'm
I
streaming.
do not
So
have a computer that I can use for streaming at the moment, so I got Boom to take over with the streaming, and I just thank him for, getting the stream going and everything.
yeah, so
And
he's
but
just
yeah, I'm
thanking
here on
me
the
for doing
Discord
the
call,
stream.
so
Yeah, we're in a Discord call, and hopefully the audio levels are fine. I did adjust it for Evan, so hopefully that's all good. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the Hearthstone that we're having in the background here. I know some of you. I'm not sure if how much of our audience plays Hearthstone. It's a bit more of a dead game. You know what I mean? Like I think I checked on YouTube when we were live streaming it. Only 3 people were live. Well, actually, 5 people were live streaming it, but only 3 of them were in English. The others were in Spanish. So it's not the most popular game to stream. So hopefully you guys actually like this Hearthstone gameplay. If you guys do, leave a comment or something. We'll make sure to record more of it in the future. Yeah, so hopefully you didn't notice anything different or messed up about the stream because I was streaming it. Hopefully it was all good and good quality. So yeah. So this is this is the post commentary. I'm sure you guys know it for now. I think I already said it. It was only available on YouTube and Twitch. We just talk about different things that we talk about in the podcast. So, for instance, um, April 6th, archive event for Overwatch. That's something new. April 6th, there's going to be an archive event for Overwatch. This is their yearly event. Another thing I'm going to add, I forget what it is, but I was mentioning something. Sony ending support for older PlayStation stores. I think in the podcast during Lightning Round, I mentioned that it was in April, I believe. I double checked. It's actually, I believe, late spring. So we're still pretty good. I think it's in June they're ending it officially. So you guys still have a lot more time than in April to buy this. So buy it when you can. All the games in those old PlayStation stores.
okay. Unless you hack your console.
Yeah, you probably could hack your console. Have you seen that Android glitch that they have for like the Nintendo Switch, Evan?
Yeah, I have seen that. It's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, so he may have laid out there, but he just said it was pretty cool, and I kind of do agree with him on that. I think it's really cool how you can mod like your consoles and stuff to make them different. Would you support making maybe like console makers making their consoles a bit more customizable, like maybe adding different programs, kind of like PC maybe? Do you think that'd be a good idea, or what's your opinion on that?
I think that would be cool. I don't know if that's one of the options, but I mean, maybe kind of cool. I don't know.
Yeah, I would agree. I don't think many console makers would agree to this thing, but hey, that I'll be fine with whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like if it did happen to be cool, but I don't think it would ever happen. And I'm also just gonna restart the footage here for the gameplay, guys. Sorry about that. We just ran out of footage, so I'm just going to replay that. So there we go. We're back into the game. Perfect. I'll be honest, not the most professional with our gameplay sometimes, but hey, yeah. So we don't actually have much to talk about here, to be honest. I'm not sure if Evan has anything else to talk about. I'm not sure I put my phone, but I was going to. Sorry.
We do need to talk about Boom's Pizza.
Oh yes, I remember mentioning that to you, guys. Don't make me brag or anything, but I managed to get pizza for supper tonight, which is actually pretty pog champ. I'm not sure if you guys know that, but pizza
That's
is
amazing.
pretty pog. You guys may be
Pizza
hearing right.
is great.
Yeah, it is for sure. That's probably my favorite foods. You guys may be hearing right now our stream, so you hear a little bit of a repeat for a little bit, just when I open up the streams for me, so I can see the chat. Oh, perfect. We see Doodle Dragon in here. What's up, Doodle Dragon? If you have any questions, you can just leave them in the chat. This is a post commentary section, and we just basically talk about different things, but that we talk about during the podcast. So if you have a question or something to discuss about, you can just drop in the chat on YouTube or Twitch. I'm on both of them open right now, and we can read them out and we can answer them. So another cool thing is that I have like this new sound effect thing. Like I have this like soundboard thing, and the company that makes it actually updated it today. they added a whole bunch more sound effects, so now we can make like these like slow claps. What you got, man? It's pretty
Yes.
cool.
Yes.
There's also a sad trombone, an error, a danger. Like there's a lot of cool ones. I don't love it because I find it a bit like some of the effects. I'm just like the humor is just a bit interesting. Like this one, for instance. I think that was like a fart with an echo, which is interesting humor. Let's say, you know what I mean. Hey guys, what do you guys think about us getting a podcast for? Sorry, not a podcast, but a subreddit for this podcast. Reddit.com/red BBQ Podcast. Yeah. Can we get some Redditors in the chat? You know what I mean? Do we have some Redditors in the chat? No Redditors in the chat. Big oof.
No, that's too bad.
It is very bad. I do not think we have much Redditors. Honestly, okay. I'm not sure if you guys can see. Okay, well, you guys can. I'm gonna talk about the gameplay here. This guy, I could never beat. Like I've been playing this guy for so long, right? I think I tried to beat him during the recording like 2 times. I couldn't do it, and I still can't beat him. So I'm not sure why I can't beat him, especially since it's the single player mode. But yeah, it kind of sucks.
That is very
Yes, for sure. Do you have anything else you'd like to talk about, Evan?
Well, other than the fact that my phone battery just dropped 10% in the last few minutes,
Oh no.
and 5% left.
Evan may be like, here he just his phone has that 5%. I think his internet's so not doing the best, so
Yeah, it's not the best internet. Maybe next time we should do a
how
phone
do you
call if
play this
I
game? Well, maybe I may do a live stream with it, Dual Dragon, so you can watch me play it there, and I'll kind of explain what's going on. I'll probably tell my stream new plays here since I want tips for this game, honestly. So hopefully, some person is like 30 years old and has been playing this game since like my age, is really good at this game, jumps in and plays like gives me some tips. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Yeah, make sure to go to twitch.tv/boombbq
yeah.
to
So I think that's everything we need to be said, right, Evan? Do you have anything else to add?
that's it. Just we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. That's it for me. So yeah.
Yeah. Bye, everyone, and we'll see you all later.